Alright guys, welcome back. Another game with my Skullbriar deck. The opposition in this game is Scion of the Dragon, typically Dragon Tribal, Ghost Council, usually a few tokens, some other stuff, control, and Janara, which can be just about anything. I'd love to see a Janara deck with a Proliferate theme, but I haven't seen that yet. So my opening 7 only has two lands, only one colored land, so that's obviously going to go back. If I get this thing going here. This one's better. I got a forest and a swamp plus 2 other lands, one of which is a sack outlet for Skullbriar just in case he gets attempted to be tucked, plus some draw, so this is a definite keep right here. Hopefully I get to draw into another swamp. Oh, there it is right there. So ideally Graveborn Muse is going to be able to get me 2 cards a turn. First couple, I end up attacking Janara just because she's the first one to my right. Wayfarer's Bauble is a nice little piece of acceleration for non-green decks. Oh yeah, I ended up miracling into Blessings of Nature, making Skullbriar big, and then attacking Ghost Council. So Skullbriar all of a sudden is a 7/7 at the end of the 3rd turn, which can be tough for people to deal with sometimes. But as you'll be able to see, these guys do come up with a little answer. There's Mangera of Corondor. Luckily, I'm holding Shriekmaw in hand. So if I really need to, I can go ahead and Shriekmaw Mangera. Scion has Vault of the Archangel to help him recover some life, just in case he can get a creature or 2 out. And then Janara, Time of Needs for Michiko Konda. I'm spreading the love around, and there's the Condemn, and luckily I'm able to sack it, and I play Bloodghast. So, you know, this is one of those instances where, yes, it's definitely important to have that sacrifice outlet. You know, Skullbriar got hit with a Condemn, and I'm not going to blame the guy for trying to play that card. You know, Skullbriar is kind of big and fast and got out of hand real quick in that game, especially with Blessings of Nature making him huge. But it's good because, you know, for 4 mana he can come out and be hasty again and stomp all over things. I decided not to try and blow up Mangera right then, but we'll see if that was a mistake or not. Scion plays Sunforger. It's a little bit of an unusual card in a Scion deck, but you know, it's still pretty good to tutor things up. Phyrexian Arena for the Ghost Council. Michiko Konda comes out for Janara. So Janara is obviously a control deck. He's also playing Mayor of Averbruck, which, I don't know. I'm not a huge werewolf fan in this format, but you know what? More power to the guy. He's playing some goofy stuff. I go ahead and sack Bloodghast to my Phyrexian Tower so that I can cast Shriekmaw and get rid of Mangera. Mangera is going to use his ability to get rid of Sunforger, I believe. And then I'm going to try and cast Graveborn Muse next turn. Let's see what he does. I pressed play. There it is. Yeah, he gets rid of Sunforger. Oh, yeah, I bust out Skullbriar instead. And I try and hit Scion for the 7 damage he missed out on the last time. The Mayor flips. Fleshbag Marauder comes out and gets rid of some guys, including Skullbriar. Michiko Konda is still out there. She's a good, nice little underplayed card. And she comes after me, obviously. Janara comes out to play too. Brings Bloodghast back. I sacrifice him so that I can cast Skullbriar again. And I attack Ghost Council, who swords him. I get some life. You know, everybody's playing white here, so I'm going to expect a lot of little cheap answers. Stonehewer Giant. You know, obviously more equipment's coming out. Vampire Nighthawk is a nice little blocker. Janara gets pumped. Janara also has Yavimaya Hollow out here. Janara's getting the crap pumped out of her, and I'm assuming she's coming after me. Yes, she is. So I'm down to 41 or 40. Golgari Route Farm. Luckily, I've been drawing a lot of land, and I figure at this point my hand is getting kind of small, so it's about time to start drawing some extra cards. Stonehero Giant goes after Ghost Council, which is nice, and gets Sword of Light and Shadow. And I don't think there's anything in his graveyard. Nope, to really get, but now Ghost Council and Scion are bumping on each other. Buried Alive. Now, the thing is that he buries alive for Sun Titan, Karmic Guide, and I think the other card is Kokusho. And then he's going to use Victimize to get Sun Titan, Karmic Guide back into play along with Kokusho and like a land or Wayfarer's Bauble or something with Sun Titan. There's Kokusho. Oh, Fleshbag Marauder. There we go. It's not bad for me. I get rid of Bloodghast, and he gets rid of Michiko. Even Mind Sensor. The Mind Sensor is good because people just seem to forget about him. And you'll see at least once in this game where somebody tries to search for something and they can't get it because of the Mind Sensor. All of a sudden, Ghost Council is more of a threat, so Janara starts going after him. I get to draw a couple extra cards. Reassembling Skeleton and Bojuka Bog. Now, this is the stuff that was in Ghost Council's graveyard. There's a lot of good stuff here. Kokusho, Arid Mesa, Vampire Nighthawk. With Sun Titan, if he gets an Animate Dead, he can just use it to get Kokusho out there and keep sacking him over and over again with Ghost Council. So this was a helpful play on my part, getting rid of all that good stuff. My Vampire Spirit comes back to play. I get Mephidroff's Vampire out there as a flying blocker just in case. Scion plays Peregrine Drake. Peregrine Drake, is one of those cards, plus Wild Blossoms, that sort of shouts like combo, just because it's another one of those untapper guys. He obviously didn't combo with it right there, but you never know what can happen. Liliana's Shade from Ghost Council. I love this card just because, it's a nice little tutor for an extra swamp, and it can just pump itself. It's nice. Noxus Revival from the Janara player, who gets Kodama's Reach, and Janara's going right after Ghost Council, who gets Resurrection from Michiko Konda again. I've got Urborg and Sakura Tribe Elder. I figure at this point it's time to bring Skullbriar back out. I put Rancor on him. I bounce my Bojuka Bog back, and I go after Janara. And I'm willing to sacrifice my Bloodghast in order to have him take a bunch of damage. This is one of those things that is important to know. I get hit by Peregrine Drake. I'm not worried about it at this point. But it's important to keep track of who at the table has taken commander damage. Your main method of winning is by commander damaging everybody at the table, and occasionally somebody will take another person out, but it's important to know who's closest to being killed by your commander. And I admit that there's plenty of times where I wasn't really paying attention, and I should have been. So I get hit with Peregrine Drake, and he brings Stonehero Giant back. Ghost Council plays... Janara's pretty big already. His Ghost Council comes out and pings me. I think with one more hit from Janara, Ghost Council is done. Oh, Rite of Replication on Fleshbag Marauder. which he sacks to his Ghost Council. That saves everybody's creatures on the board, which is nice, but he ends up paying the ultimate price and getting killed off. So, that's one of those, like, he knew he was screwed anyways, no matter what. I guess Janara could have held off. Yeah, it's just one of those plays that, like, keeps everybody's creatures on the table. And, there you go. So I Bojuka Bog, Janara's Graveyard. I don't think there was anything really crazy or exciting. I hit the Scion with Skullbriar again. I cast Garrick. And instead of just drawing the cards, I end up making the counter or the creature, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have drawn the cards, because now he's going to die to the Peregrine Drake. Although the Peregrine Drake comes after me, actually. But yeah, that's the funny part right here. He was going to search up some other piece of equipment with the Stone Hewer Giant to try and hurt me more, but even my Incenser prevented him from actually finding anything. So that helped me out a ton. But since he didn't go after Garrick, Janara's going to kill Garrick next turn. I'm running a little low on life, but I'm not too worried about it at this point. Skullbriar is still stomping around. Arcanus. It's a lot of card draw. Janara gets bigger, and he goes after Garrick. I get to draw 2 cards. I play a Soul... Yeah, the Soul Ring shouldn't be in this freaking deck. Honestly, I don't think there was any time where I really needed it. And I know I took it out, and I put in, Murder or Maelstrom Pulse or something like that. It's just not necessary. I go ahead and attack Scion with a bunch of dudes, and I attack Janara and knock Janara out with commander damage. So I don't have to worry about him drawing with Arcanus, but my Incenser is not there anymore. I play Greater Good, so that if it's necessary, I can sack Skullbriar, but it doesn't matter, because with Rain of Thorns, I end up blowing up his Vault of the Archangel and his sword. And Skullbriar is just too big. It was going to draw me too many cards even if he did get an answer. The good thing about the Vampire is that even with the blockers, it made Skullbriar bigger. A zombie elemental vampire. You don't see that too much. And so, yeah, that was just him stomping all over the place. The game could have gone a little worse if the Fleshbag Marauder had actually been hit with the Rite of Replication, but it didn't. So that was another win for me. All right.